Do I focus on growing my talents, or do I rather focus on eliminating my weaknesses? What do I do? Do you also struggle with this dilemma? So many people do. And you know what happens? Because they cannot find easy answers, some people don't do anything at all, and others, they start focusing on the wrong thing, which doesn't really produce the desired results. So today, in this video, I'd love to share with you my experience as someone who has been working with people for most of her professional life, and only during the last 4 years I've been really focusing on women in management. So I'd love to share with you my experience and also give you some concrete tips, concrete ideas of what you can do about your strengths and weaknesses, how you can tackle them in order to advance in your career. Hello to you. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Alena Huberová and I help women in business to know their inner strength and also to find the powerful leader within so that they can lead unapologetically in their own way. So let's go back to that question. Do I focus on the talents? Do I eliminate the weaknesses? My short answer would be definitely focus on growing your talents, because you know what will happen? If you do that, then as a byproduct, you will actually tackle and maybe even diminish or eliminate some of your weaknesses as you go. So let me share with you some tips on how to go about it. The first thing or the first step that I would recommend is know what is in your talent basket. Yes, I actually call it a talent basket. You know what happens? So many people, they have a notion of what they're good at, a notion of their strengths and their weaknesses. Now look, you're a manager. A notion is not good enough. You really need to know what is in your toolbox, or as I call it, in your talent basket. So my first challenge for you is to sit back and start asking yourself some important questions in order to identify your natural talents. Now, when I talk about talents, I am talking about your natural aptitude, natural capacity to do something, your natural pattern of thinking, feeling and behaving. You know, all these things that you're really, really good at, that you find really easy to do, they naturally flow for you. So there is a series of questions that you can ask yourself. I'm not going to go through them in this video, but I do have a PDF, if you can see it here, with a list of them. If you're interested in getting it so that you can really ask all these questions one by one, drop me an email and I will send the PDF to you. Okay, so the first step is don't have a notion of what your strengths or talents are. No, please go back and start identifying all these talents. Because if you do, you will find that you have a lot of stuff in your bucket, in your talent bucket. So first, identify your talents. The second step is ask yourself, what is it you want? What is it you want? So for instance, in your professional realm, in the professional domain, what are your goals? What would you like to achieve or accomplish? Maybe you already have a team of people and you just really want to grow as a manager, grow in your leadership position. Or maybe you've got your eyes on a specific position. You want to ask for a promotion. Okay, so ask yourself, what is it you want? And also, it's good if you ask yourself, why is it you want it? Your why is really important. I'm not going to go to that in this video, but ask yourself what you want and why. Once you know that, We're moving to a step number 3. What do you need in order to make that happen? To make that, to be able to accomplish your goal. There are 3 domains that you need to look at. We have already looked at your talents. You also need to look at the domain of knowledge and the domain of skill. And you need to start asking yourself, aha, so this is what I want to accomplish. What is it I need in order to make that happen? So what kind of talents can I use and build on to make my goal happen? You already have your talent basket, so now with this process you will be able to pull some of these talents and know what to focus on, right? So there's the talent domain. But it's not all. You also need to develop or acquire a certain knowledge in order to make your goal happen. And you also need to start acquiring or polishing up certain skills. So let's be concrete about this. Imagine that you have your eye on a promotion and it's a big strategic role. Okay, so you're going to make tons of decisions, you're going to lead important projects, and also you're going to be in charge of a business unit, a unit full of people. Okay, so that position you already know, because you're aware of your talents, is well aligned with many of your talents. As a side comment, you really want to make sure that the position that you're looking at is really well aligned with your talents, because the chances are that if it is, you will grow in that position so much faster, you will find it so much more enjoyable despite the challenges, because if the position is not aligned with your talents, it's going to be hard work and you might not even enjoy it much. Yeah? So you've got talents that you can pull out of your talent basket. Strategic thinking, conceptual thinking, vision, you're a visionary, great. It all comes as a talent. Good. But that's not all. For that position, if you really want to get it, you also need certain knowledge, new knowledge. It's a position in a unit that you're not completely familiar, or maybe in a field that you don't have all of the knowledge. So what you can do, you can start developing that knowledge so that you've got better chances to get that position. Also, the position will require you to lead a large team of people. And you already know about yourself, because you've seen it in the talent basket, that yes, you can very well relate to other people, you find it fairly easy, but you've never really had the opportunity to do it extensively. You have never really focused much on talent management, you know, how to actually spot the talent of your different team members and how to then help them leverage their talent in the position. So it's a skill of talent management that you will need to start developing. Also, because you want to get that position, you need to start some self-promotion, right? So you need to make sure that you are working on your communication skills in order to gain visibility, be visible. Hey, you know, I am the right adept for that position. Maybe because it's a high-level position, you know that it will require a lot of public speaking. You know, you will always need to make presentations to smaller or larger groups, so you might as well start developing your public speaking skills. So can you see? with this process, you will find it easier to prioritize your development, because you know that there are certain talents that you need to use and leverage in that new position. You will need to acquire a certain knowledge, and then you will need to start building new or polishing some skills. Okay? The fourth dimension that is not really mentioned on this image, but that is so important, and I want to mention it to you, is your mindset. You know, even if you have all the skills, all the knowledge, you've got the talent, but if you don't have the right mindset, you might not be able to accomplish that goal. You need to constantly, actively, proactively push yourself outside of the comfort zone. What that means is that with your mindset, you need to be open and curious and be willing to explore. Be willing to explore the unknown, because obviously if you step into an unknown territory, it's an unknown challenge. You don't know whether you're going to succeed or not. And that's another part. You need to be willing to experiment and to bear the consequences. You might fail, and that's okay. You know what? Failure is an important part of this whole process. It's an important part of growing in your leadership position. But you need to have the right mindset. This is how I would go about strengths and weaknesses if you really want to grow in your career. Okay, so make sure you know what is in your talent basket. Then ask yourself, what is it you want? What are your goals that you want to accomplish? Then the third step, what do you need in order to accomplish these goals? And then, you know, start developing that talent, start developing the knowledge and the skills that you need in order to make that goal happen. But at the same time, don't forget about your mindset. Yeah, cultivate your mindset always. Okay, so I hope you find this video useful. If you need some help with identifying all these talents that you have, please let me know. I'm going to send you the PDF. You will have all the questions that you can use in order to find out. So don't forget to drop me a mail. And otherwise, if you like this video, please like it. Please share it with someone who could find this helpful. And finally, you know, comment. If you have questions, drop me an email. I will be super happy to help you. And that's it from me. So be well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.